So I've gained a lot of weight over the last year or so, and I don't want to lose it quickly, even though I do want to lose it. Let me explain. I went through IVF, I had OHSS, I had a miscarriage and surgery. So all of that led to a lot of weight gain, which is pretty normal for all those kind of things that I've been through. But although there's a temptation to lose weight really quickly, I want to explain why that's actually counterintuitive and really not ideal, particularly as someone who has a period. And for me, I have endometriosis, PCOS, and adenomyosis. So to understand the way that we store and release fat, imagine a balloon. So the balloon is your fat cell. When you gain weight, the balloon is filling up and it's getting bigger, and you look bigger. When you lose weight, it's emptying, you look smaller. They don't really go away. You see a lot of language around like fat burning exercises, stuff like that. It's a little bit misleading because they pretty much are almost immediately replaced unless you go through something like liposuction, which physically removes them from your system. But for the most part, they're always filling up and emptying. When you are filling up your fat cells, part of what they fill up with and what gets stored into them are things like hormones and toxins and stuff like that. Think about your general system, right? So you have your hormones that you're creating, especially for someone like me who has really estrogen dominant conditions, or if you've gone through IVF and you've had all these hormones like pumped into you, you really overwhelmed your system, maybe had to take lots of medication. So there's a lot of pressure on your body to sort of work through hormones, work through your toxins on a day-to-day basis. And that involves your digestive system, your kidneys, and also your liver. So if you then empty your fat cells and you do it in a really quick way by, for example, doing like a juice fast or fasting or something that causes you to release a lot of weight really quickly, you then flood your system with an excess of things like hormones and toxins to take care of. Our bodies don't like that, and it kind of freaks out our system a little bit. And so the fat cells actually condition themselves that, well, next time we fill up, we're going to hold on to the contents a little bit harder. And so that when you then just start eating normally again, you quickly will gain back all the weight that you lost, even just from eating normally, maybe not even like in a big calorie excess. We've all been there, you do like a crash diet and then you just eat normally for a weekend and you gain all this weight and then some. But if you lose weight slowly, which would be sort of about a maximum of 2 pounds per week, then you just very slowly are emptying out the fat cells and you're not setting off any alarm bells. Your hormones are happy and the body's sort of happy for you to be doing that. So slow and steady is best. I know it's not what we want and it feels like we gain all this weight really quickly, and especially if you've gained weight because of something really emotional and traumatic that you've been through, like miscarriage, like IVF, all this kind of stuff, it's really tempting that you just want to get back to how you used to be and lose that weight really quickly. But what your body needs is for you to do it very gently and very slowly over time, and it can feel a little bit more positive instead of like excessively cutting calories and avoiding food and really depriving yourself, but just doing it in a more gentle way with focusing on gentle movement, eating regularly, having a nice protein-rich breakfast, things like that. I hope that's helpful. I hope that explains a little bit about why you should lose weight slowly and steadily.